At the age of 65 and beyond, life can be peaceful, filled with family, rest and reflection. But there is a silent danger many seniors and their families don't see coming: sudden death. It doesn't wait, it doesn't warn. One moment you're fine, the next it's too late. Today, you're about to discover the 7 most dangerous medical causes of sudden death in older adults, and more importantly, how to prevent them. This is not just a list. This is a wake-up call. Each condition we're going to talk about has taken millions of lives, and yet many of them are preventable. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these dangers, you'll have the tools to fight back. I will also want to let you know that the information in this video is fact-checked. Every fact in this video comes from peer-reviewed studies in journals like the New England Journal of Medicine, the Journal of the American Medical Association, Journal of the American Geriatric Society, and more. That's why we have included a Google Docs link in the description with all research sources so you can verify everything yourself. Our team of experts spend hours to make sure that what you are watching is trustworthy and beneficial. We will therefore appreciate it if you can give us a thumbs up and share this video to help save many lives of the most precious but vulnerable age group of our society. I mean, the senior citizens. If you care about your life or someone you love who's over 60, then stay with me until the very end. This information could be the most important you hear this year. Now let's get started. Number 1. Sudden cardiac arrest. Sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 cause of unexpected death in seniors. It happens when the heart suddenly stops beating due to an electrical disturbance. Unlike a heart attack, which is caused by blocked blood flow, cardiac arrest is often triggered by an abnormal rhythm called ventricular fibrillation. When this happens, the heart cannot pump blood to the brain, lungs, or other organs, and within seconds the person loses consciousness. Without emergency treatment, death can occur in minutes. According to the American Heart Association, nearly 350,000 people experience out-of-hospital cardiac arrest every year in the U.S. alone, with survival rates below 10% if CPR or defibrillation is delayed. A landmark study published in Circulation Journal found that 80% of sudden cardiac deaths in older adults were due to undiagnosed coronary artery disease. This means people had clogged arteries, but no symptoms until it was too late. Risk factors like diabetes, smoking, and a sedentary lifestyle compound the danger, as does a family history of early heart disease. To avoid this, get regular heart screenings even if you feel fine. Advanced tests like a stress echocardiogram, coronary calcium scan, or cardiac MRI can detect plaque buildup or structural issues. Wearable devices, such as smartwatches with ECG capabilities, can now flag irregular rhythms like atrial fibrillation early. Don't wait for chest pain to take action. Silent ischemia, reduced blood flow without pain, is common in seniors. Monitor your blood pressure daily, manage cholesterol with a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil and fish, and maintain a healthy weight. Quit smoking immediately, as it accelerates arterial damage. If you experience dizziness, palpitations, or shortness of breath during routine activities like climbing stairs, see a cardiologist. Ask about implantable loop recorders for continuous heart monitoring if you've had unexplained fainting spells. Replace sedentary habits with movement. Swap 1 hour of TV with brisk walking, swimming, or Tai Chi to improve circulation. Communities often offer free CPR AED training. Learn these skills to save a life. If you've survived cardiac arrest or know someone who has, share your story below. Your experience could inspire others to act before it's too late. Number 2, stroke. Stroke is the second leading cause of sudden death in seniors. It occurs when the blood supply to part of the brain is interrupted, either by a clot, ischemic stroke, or bleeding, hemorrhagic stroke. Within minutes, brain cells begin to die. Depending on the area of the brain affected, it can lead to paralysis, memory loss, difficulty speaking, or sudden death. According to a massive research project published in the Lancet Neurology, stroke is responsible for over 12% of all deaths in people over 65 worldwide. What makes strokes especially scary is that some happen during sleep or with no warning at all. In some cases, people collapse without ever knowing they were at risk. The best way to prevent a stroke is to control your risk factors. High blood pressure is the #1 cause of stroke. If you have hypertension, take it seriously. Monitor your blood pressure daily. Reduce salt intake. Include potassium-rich foods like bananas, spinach, and sweet potatoes. Control diabetes, quit smoking, and stay active. Atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat common in seniors, is another silent trigger of stroke. Ask your doctor to check for this, especially if you feel heart flutters. Instead of skipping breakfast, try a heart-healthy option like oatmeal with berries and nuts. It nourishes your brain and helps stabilize blood sugar. If you've ever seen someone have a stroke or experienced one yourself, let us know in the comments. Someone could learn to recognize the signs because of you. Next up at number 3 is pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary embolism, often abbreviated as PE, is the third most common cause of sudden death among older adults. It occurs when a blood clot, usually from the deep veins of the legs, breaks loose and travels to the lungs, blocking one or more arteries. This blockage can cut off oxygen flow, cause severe chest pain, shortness of breath, and collapse. If not treated within minutes, it can be fatal. In a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, researchers found that nearly 1/3 of all fatal pulmonary embolisms in people over 60 were diagnosed only after death. That means these clots were quietly forming and traveling through the body undetected. Many seniors never knew they were at risk until it was too late. The biggest contributors are immobility, recent surgeries, cancer, and heart failure. Seniors who sit for long hours without moving, whether watching TV or during long car rides, are particularly at risk. You may not even feel the clot forming. Sometimes all you notice is slight swelling in one leg or mild pain in the calf. But that could be the start of something life-threatening. To prevent this, stay physically active. Walk every 2 hours, even if it's just around your home. Do ankle circles, calf stretches, and knee lifts while sitting. Wear compression stockings if you have varicose veins or a history of clots. Stay hydrated, especially during travel. And if you're bedridden or recovering from surgery, ask your doctor if you need a blood thinner like heparin or warfarin. If your normal habit is to stay in bed till noon, replace that with 15 minutes of stretching and deep breathing in the morning. These small steps make a massive difference. Have you or someone you love had a blood clot before? Please share your story below. It may help someone recognize the warning signs early. Number 4. Sepsis from severe infections. Sepsis is a medical emergency that kills more older adults each year than many cancers combined. It occurs when your body has an overwhelming response to an infection, causing widespread inflammation that can lead to organ failure. It often starts with something as simple as a urinary tract infection, pneumonia, or a skin wound, but it spreads fast. A study published in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association, found that sepsis was responsible for over 25% of hospital deaths in people over the age of 65. What's terrifying is how quickly it can progress, from mild symptoms to life-threatening collapse in just hours. The signs can be vague in seniors: confusion, extreme fatigue, rapid breathing, or a sudden drop in blood pressure. These symptoms are often mistaken for general aging or dementia, which delays treatment. Seniors with diabetes, chronic kidney disease, or those taking immune-suppressing medications are especially vulnerable. Preventing sepsis means catching infections early. If you notice burning during urination, frequent urination, fever, or even a small cut that's not healing, don't ignore it. Keep wounds clean and don't self-medicate with leftover antibiotics. Complete your full course of any prescribed treatment. Ask your doctor about sepsis symptoms and when to go to the emergency room. Instead of ignoring small symptoms, take 10 minutes each day to check your body for cuts, swelling, or changes. If something doesn't look right, act. If you or a loved one has faced sepsis and survived, your story could be a lifeline for others. Share it below, and let's spread awareness. Before we move on to the next hidden danger, take a moment to think about this. Every day, thousands of families wake up expecting a normal day, only to be blindsided by a phone call that changes everything. A father collapses in the kitchen. A grandmother becomes unresponsive. A loved one is rushed to the hospital, but it's already too late. These are not rare events. They are happening in homes just like yours, in neighborhoods just like yours, and many of them are preventable. That's the painful truth. The medical emergencies we're talking about today don't come with flashing lights or loud warnings. They come quietly, they come quickly, and they take lives before anyone has a chance to react. That's why it's so important you keep watching, because the next condition we're about to uncover is even more silent and more deadly than the ones before. What you learn in the next few minutes might just save your life or the life of someone you love. So stay with me. Don't stop now. The most critical part is still ahead. Number 5, abdominal aortic aneurysm, AA. Abdominal aortic aneurysm is often called the silent killer of seniors. It occurs when the large artery in your abdomen, the abdominal aorta, becomes enlarged or weakened. Over time, the wall of the artery can stretch and eventually burst, causing massive internal bleeding. A rupture is almost always fatal if it isn't treated immediately. A major study published in the British Medical Journal showed that routine ultrasound screening of men over 65 reduced deaths from abdominal aortic aneurysm by 42%. That's nearly half of all potential deaths just by doing a painless 5-minute scan. The danger is that most aneurysms grow silently. You won't feel any pain or discomfort. Some people may feel a pulsing sensation in the stomach or back pain, but most have no idea until it ruptures. Seniors with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or a history of smoking are at the greatest risk. What can you do? If you are male and over 65, ask your doctor for a screening ultrasound. It's non-invasive and can detect dangerous enlargements before they rupture. If an aneurysm is found early, it can be monitored or repaired with surgery. Also, avoid lifting heavy objects and straining during bowel movements. These activities increase pressure inside the arteries and can speed up rupture. Instead of lifting buckets or doing chores that cause you to hold your breath and push hard, switch to lighter, manageable tasks with proper posture and breathing. Use assistive devices if needed. And if you have a relative who died suddenly from internal bleeding or a burst vessel, it might have been an undiagnosed aneurysm. Talk to your doctor and get screened. If someone in your family has been diagnosed with an aneurysm or passed away suddenly, tell us in the comments. Your words could lead someone else to get checked and take action early. Number 6, acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, and sudden respiratory failure. Acute respiratory distress syndrome, known as ARDS, is a life-threatening condition that occurs when the lungs suddenly fail to provide enough oxygen to the body. In seniors, it can come on suddenly after pneumonia, COVID-19, flu, or even inhaling smoke or chemical fumes. ARDS causes the tiny air sacs in the lungs, called alveoli, to fill with fluid, preventing oxygen from getting into the bloodstream. Without immediate intervention, the body shuts down quickly. A landmark study in the journal just found that ARDS has a 50% mortality rate in people over 60, and many of those who survive are left with long-term breathing problems. The challenge is that many older adults mistake early signs of respiratory failure, like fatigue, mild confusion, or shortness of breath, for just being tired or having a cold. To avoid ARDS, protect your lungs from infections and inflammation. Get annual flu vaccines and make sure your pneumonia and COVID-19 boosters are up to date. If you smoke or are exposed to second-hand smoke, the damage to your lungs can make you more vulnerable. Avoid dusty, smoky, or polluted areas whenever possible. Practice deep breathing exercises to keep your lungs strong and expand your air sacs daily. Rather than staying in rooms with poor ventilation, open a window, take fresh air walks, or use an air purifier. And if you experience a cold that worsens into breathing difficulties, don't wait. See a doctor immediately. Many seniors wait too long, thinking it will go away, only to end up in emergency care. If you've had difficulty breathing in the past or survived a serious lung infection, your story may inspire someone to take their symptoms more seriously. Please share it in the comments. These real-life experiences matter. Number 7, electrolyte imbalance and dehydration-induced collapse. The 7th cause of sudden death in seniors that often goes unnoticed is electrolyte imbalance, which is commonly triggered by dehydration. As people age, their sense of thirst weakens, and their kidneys become less efficient at conserving water and minerals. This means that even mild dehydration can lead to sudden drops in blood pressure, confusion, fainting, or cardiac arrhythmias, and in extreme cases, death. According to a study in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology, over 37% of adults over age 65 admitted to the hospital for confusion or falls were found to be severely dehydrated. Low sodium, potassium, or calcium levels can all disrupt the heart's electrical signals and cause deadly arrhythmias or seizures. The warning signs can be subtle: dry mouth, headaches, fatigue, or feeling lightheaded when standing. Seniors on diuretics, blood pressure medications, or who have chronic illnesses like kidney disease or diabetes are even more at risk. To prevent this, drink water regularly throughout the day, even if you're not thirsty. Aim for small, frequent sips. Eat fruits like watermelon, oranges, and cucumbers that are rich in fluids and electrolytes. Avoid excess coffee, sugary drinks, or alcohol, which can worsen dehydration. And don't forget to replace lost fluids on hot days or after any activity. Instead of only drinking when thirsty, set a reminder on your phone or mark a water bottle with times to keep your intake steady. Coconut water is also an excellent natural source of potassium and magnesium. And if you've ever felt dizzy or passed out due to heat or illness, dehydration may have been the cause. Share your story below. It could remind someone else to take hydration more seriously. Now that you've heard these 7 powerful truths, I hope you're realizing just how important awareness can be. Every one of these causes, whether it's sudden cardiac arrest, stroke, sepsis, or something as simple as dehydration, has taken far too many lives. But knowledge is power. The real message here is not fear, it's action. Prevention starts with education, and by watching this video, you've already taken the first step. If you're over 65 or love someone who is, don't wait for symptoms to become serious. Make regular checkups part of your routine. Don't ignore subtle signs. Move your body. Eat nourishing food, stay hydrated, and ask the right questions when you see your doctor. Share this video with your children, your siblings, and your friends. You might help save a life. And now I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you love experienced any of these medical emergencies? Do you have a warning sign to share? A tip that's helped you? Or a moment when you realized something was wrong just in time? Please leave a comment below. Your story might reach someone just at the right moment. If you found this video helpful, like it, share it, and subscribe to this channel for more health tips focused on aging with strength and grace. Because growing older should not mean growing weaker. It should mean growing wiser and healthier too. Thank you for watching, and take care of your heart, your lungs, your brain, and your body. Your life is worth protecting.